Well, good morning. It's Tempest from the Gym Owners Fitness Business Podcast. And today I'm speaking to Ken Baldwin. Today's podcast is also sponsored by Personal Training Academy, Power Plate Nobusu, Meno Fitness and Neurotech. Today's podcast is all about the Healthy Aging Summit. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Mel, and thanks for having me today.
You're very welcome. Now, the whole of Australia is just so super excited about the Healthy Aging Summit. It's something that the Australian fitness market has never done before. So today in our podcast, we'll be discussing all about the summit, who's going to be there, and some of the incredible workshops. But before we do any of that, we know that Ken is the founder of Perform Better Australia, the founder of the Healthy Aging Institute, and of course the newly formed Healthy Aging Summit. But who else is Ken Baldwin?
Well, I've been in the industry for over 30 years now, so I've seen lots come and go. And prior to that, I was a physical training instructor in the Air Force for almost 20 years. So my background stemmed from sport and rehabilitation and getting people ready to deploy, and transitioned into the fitness industry. Was always teaching classes and playing a lot of sport. So started as a group fitness instructor and personal trainer and went from there. So I've been in every position within the fitness industry. I've owned my own small studio. I've run a large box gym and managed that. I still currently teach classes in group fitness and still have clients as well as running Perform Better, whose major focus is education and training for fitness professionals.
So obviously you're still incredibly passionate about the fitness industry. Do tell me, how did the Healthy Aging Summit come about? What made you decide, I'm taking this to Australia and we're going to launch?
Well, very passionate about education and training and ongoing training. And for the last 20 years, most of my client base are in the over 45s demographic. And I'm in that demographic myself. So as we age, we start to slow down, we become more injured, and we're looking for more advice on how we can lead a better life from then on into the future. And I also deliver education and training for the Functional Ageing Institute here in Australia, doing their face-to-face and overseas as well. So I spoke at their summit and I thought I really need to use my influences and my contacts, and this is something that the Australian market really needs. So we set about putting together the best educators that we could find in every era with regards to this demographic, and that's how the Healthy Aging Summit came about.
Well, you've got some incredible sponsors. I mean, Personal Training Academy and Meno Fitness. I mean, they're not small names in the fitness business industry here in Australia. So you must be pretty stoked that they've come on board to contribute.
I am very much so. It's great. The site was only launched over a week, and we just had so many people contacting us when they heard what was going on and said, look, we want to be involved. We can see that the industry is shifting in this area, and we'd like to be a part of it because we've got something to say to help the people out there. So Personal Training Academy, having been around so long as an educator in the industry at forefront, and Meno Fitness with their specialty in menopause and that side of things, and Neurotech are looking at the neuroscience side of things, and of course Power Plate and Nobusu mats with feel and touch and how that affects the way that we move through vibration.
So obviously, Ken, this event is obviously open to everybody. It's not like you have to be a personal trainer or a club owner who's over 40. Anybody can attend this event?
Absolutely. It's for anybody who is working with or training with or even knows somebody that is over 45 that is experiencing some sort of life changes and looking for direction to have longevity and sustainability in their life. So, how can they get service? But the problem we're facing, both from trainers' perspective and also from general population is there's not a lot of information out there, and if there is, there's a lot of misinformation. So our goal was to provide the best education and the best lecturers to provide that information to everybody so that we can improve their quality of life.
So who are some of the keynote speakers at the event?
Well, our keynote speaker is Craig Harper, and those that have been in the industry for a while will know Craig. He's a personal trainer from Melbourne, from Harper's Personal Training, but he's now a motivational and lifestyle coach, and he deals with lots of keynotes with big companies like Optus and Telstra and the banks, and he looks at performance-based analysis and looks at how to coach teams to get the best out of them and understand their clientele base so that they're on the right team to success. And the other two people that we've got is Andrea Leonard. So Andrea's a cancer survivor herself, and she runs the Cancer Education Training Institute in the States. And we wanted to look at special chronic disease and special populations because there's not a lot of information in that area. And Andrea's bringing her knowledge and expertise around different types of cancer, what trainers should know, and what people should know to help them get through the highs and lows of cancer. And lastly, we've got Bobby Cappuccio. So Bobby's been around in the industry for years, and he's what I'd call a behavioural analysis coach. So he looks at emotions, and he looks at how people connect with other people. And it's a health coach-based format, but it looks at the whys before implementing the hows and creates templates around that for sustainability.
So can you just give me a little bit more information on, so let's assume I'm a delegate coming along and I'm interested in learning a little bit more about how to care for my clients, you know, if they've gone through chemotherapy, or if I have clients that have some type of chronic illness or even obesity. All of these topics are going to be discussed in great depth where I, as a trainer, can take back some tools back into my business and I'm able to implement them and pass them on to my clients?
Absolutely. There's something there for everybody. So what we looked at is this demographic is the fastest growing demographic and the only real growing demographic in the industry. It's growing at 34%. So we wanted to look at how we could implement some programming to assist in programming, and we've got dietitians and nutritionists and specialists to help us look at that side of things. We've got exercise physiologists to look at the best results for programming. We have some great people for marketing because it's all about knowing who you are and standing out with your authority, from video marketing to Facebook and to everything else. And we want to give people a sustainable model to help grow their business, both from a client base and to stand out from the crowd and to be an authority in this area. So this is great there's something there for everybody to help grow their business, to create a sustainable business if they're not already there and they're looking at that area, and to also help their clients and just everyday person as well.
And obviously, you know, you're running workshops that are aimed at just healthy, active, everyday people over 40. What are some of the workshops? Okay,
so as I said, there are specialist ones on cancer and how as a trainer do we address people with cancer, because we don't want to give them something that's going to make them worse. We have specialty programs on menopause. We have programs on movement and longevity and brain-body connection. So a lot of the research coming out is saying it's not just about the physical activity, it's about understanding how our brain processes the information. So we've got Ryan Glatt coming over from the US, and he's doing brain-body, and he's focusing on stuff like dementia and Alzheimer's and how we can cope with these conditions and how we start at an earlier age so we can prevent the onset of those conditions.
I mean, you've got some incredible stuff, and I like the fact too that you're going to be running some like social media workshops and marketing workshops to help the trainers go back and to be able to market some of these workshops to their audience. Who are some of the people that are going to be speaking on marketing and social media?
So we have people like Owen Bowling. So Owen runs 4D Media, and he's in high demand, and he's getting to the how we put our message across, because quite often we think that we're saying the right thing, but it's not getting across to our audience because we've either used the wrong words or used the wrong platform and stuff like that. And very, very happy to have you as an ambassador as well, and sharing your little black book of secrets on how you've established your business. And Cody Sipe from the US is coming over, and he's doing a case study on Miracles Fitness, which is a specifically 50-plus personal training studio, and he's going to go through the demographics and how they market and how they set out their programming and why it's so successful and why it's doing so well. So there's something there for everybody.
I know that you're running workshops before the summit and after the summit. Could you just tell me a little bit about those?
We have a pre-convention day, and the three key speakers are Bobby Cappuccio, Ryan Glatt, and Andrea. And so that's going to be focused on chronic disease. So it's going to look at the mind and the body, the emotional side of things, what people are going through, what they need to do, and how you as a coach can connect and create rapport and create those relationships and know where to go from somebody that's having some sort of mental depression or mental illness, as well as the cancer side of things, and understand that there are simple things that we as trainers can do to assist them through that.
I mean,
Sorry,
Bobby Cappuccio has an incredible story himself, doesn't he, really?
Yes, he's an amazing guy, and he's been through every gamut of emotion and physicality that you can imagine. So his parents left him when he was very young. He had ADD and many other conditions as well, and he's turned that around to look at the positive side of things by understanding emotion and behaviour, and he shares that through his coaching and his health side of things when he speaks.
And he's definitely a world leader now on many subjects. You've just got so much happening at the Healthy Aging Summit. You know, you've got the workshop prior to the summit, and then you've got, educators coming in to discuss, cancer and how to look after clients after they've gone through treatment, the different varieties of chronic illness that's out there, obesity, the brain stuff happening. You've got incredible sponsors in PTA, PowerPlate, Menopause Fitness, and Neurotech. How many days is the summit, and where is it being held?
Okay, so the summit in total is 3 days. So the first day is the pre-con, where you have the first three speakers on the chronic disease, and the summit itself is 2 days after that. So from the 27th to the 29th of March in 2020, it's at Brisbane Technology Park Convention Centre in Brisbane, and we'd love to see as many people as we can come along, because we know that there's something there for everybody.
And so where's the best place for people to register or get in touch with Ken?
healthyagingsummit.com.au. The site is open now. We've got a great early bird rate as well, which is limited. Now, we expect the whole summit to sell out, because just based on the amount of people who have registered their interest already, we strongly suggest that people get in early, because there are limited spaces for some of the speakers, and they will need to select them to be able to see the workshops they want to see. And anybody that has any further questions can contact me at ken@healthyagingsummit.com.au.
Ken, have you got any booth space left at the Expo?
Yes, we do. We're about half full with our booth space. We have a really good rate for booths. So anybody that feels they have a product or want to share their knowledge from a booth perspective, they can contact me on that email as well. But they are filling fast as well. But we guarantee that you're going to be put in front of at least 150 leading authorities in this demographic, so you're definitely going to get your money's worth.
And just really quickly, Ken, can you tell me 3 of the people that will be holding booths?
We have actually Bonafide is a company that's located on the Sunshine Coast, and they develop wholly natural foods like bone broths and stuff like that, and it's the only process available in the world that does that. So something totally different along those lines. Many of the other educators have information at their booths as well.
You've got the Evolt team coming along?
Yes, Evolt 360s. So they're doing body scanning and looking at how we look at results for that. And Kelly's been really great to jump on board and do that. So and lots of others as well.
Well, that's amazing stuff. So what I'll be doing is I'll be dropping Ken's details into the bottom of our podcast so that you can get in touch with him directly. The Healthy Aging Summit will be held in Brisbane with a workshop prior to the summit on the 27th, and then the summit is on the 28th and 29th, being held in Brisbane at the Tech Park. I do believe that there is an accommodation venue at the convention centre. Is that right, Ken?
That's correct. Quest apartments are located on site, and if they once they register, if they'd like information, we have a booking agent for both flights and accommodation with special rates as well. So they just need to walk out the front door and 100 metres, and they're in the actual conference.
Absolutely fantastic. So just a reminder of the keynote speakers that will be there: Craig Harper and Bobby Cappuccio. Owen Bowling will be there speaking about social media and marketing. You've heard Ken mention that the Evolt team will also be there with the Booth Expo, sponsored by Personal Training Academy, Power Plate, Meno Fitness and Neurotech. This is an incredible opportunity for club owners, boutique owners and personal trainers to get along to something that is totally different, a lot of education for people to get, to take back, to implement into their club and to make a difference with the 40 plus market. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon, Ken. I'm very proud to be an ambassador of this event, and it will definitely be a sellout, no doubt, before Christmas.
Thanks, Mel. My pleasure, and thank you very much for having me today.
You're very welcome.